Okay, we're going to talk about spruing and the basics of how it's working here. Right here I've got a sprue button with a sprue in it that will act like the trunk of a tree. So you're going to hear me say sprue tree. And when you use a sprue tree, that is a situation where you're going to have a base with a little button and then a trunk, which is your main sprue button that fits in there, and then little sprues that are branches off of that main button. And these little branches will have individual pieces on them. And when we do a sprue tree, that's usually when you're using multiple pieces. And what we have to understand these sprues as a delivery system for our metal. We build it like this, but when we pour it, it'll be like this. So imagine now this is the opening, and the molten metal is going to come in and it's going to flow down to these points. One of the mistakes we often see is that students will make a sprue tree that looks like this. They have their main button, and then when they put their pieces on, they come this direction, thinking things are rolling down the way they want them to. But then when you flip this over to pour, now you're asking this metal to go another direction. It comes in, then it has to go back up. We don't ever want to ask our metal to go back up. So the other type of tree we're going to work, or spruing we're going to do, is we're going to have pieces that aren't going to fit logically on a sprue tree. They're not going to be small pieces. So if we've got a large piece, we're going to set up our sprue like this. And one of the things folks were talking about was doing like a cuff bracelet. A cuff bracelet's going to kind of go around like this, and then have sprues that feed as it goes around. There's going to be one back there and then one here. One of the things that's really important when we feed is the direction that metal is flowing. Once again, we have an up here, but to avoid that up movement right here, we've added a sprue right here that goes sideways. So then all of that can feed and make sense. The number one important part is that metal is flowing down into our piece. We never want it to go the wrong direction.